right, I've got 6:30. Kill a speaker, hang on. All right, how's that? Good. All right. 6:31, we're going to call the April 17th City of Brentwood Architectural Review Board to order. Carl likes it when I use the gavel.
Awesome.
Calling the roll, Carl Carlin,
Here.
Matt Foreman, here, Paul Turner.
Here.
First meeting agenda item is the approval of minutes for March 20th, 2025.
No questions.
Turner.
Move
Right.
to approve.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. All right, no old business tonight. So moving on to first new business item, 222 Park Ridge. New patio, it's actually cover over an existing patio, correct? Come on up, turn on your microphone and tell us about your project, and I will pull up your drawings on the screen for everybody to see.
How do I turn this on? You guys hear me? It is? Okay, awesome, thank you. My name's Matt Mayer. I'm with the design team, Mayer Design Group, and then I have Steve Musio with Missouri Constructors. He's the contractor. Client requested a new covered patio. We've introduced a structure that's about 21 feet wide by 24 foot off of the face of the house. It's a two-story home. Used to be a single story. At one point, they put a second floor on. Really not sure, not with the current owner.
That was a Jeff Davis project.
Was it? Okay.
It was in front of us years ago.
They would like to incorporate a outdoor kitchen with grill center, as well as an exterior wood-burning fireplace. Pretty straightforward, open wide, introducing and integrating in some low kind of seated height stone walls to match that of the column wrap, just to kind of create a border, a little more privacy. That's about it.
You're one of those lovely corner lots.
Correct. Yeah, and in fact, it shows up, the site plan on site one, I don't know, at some point it indicates it is two lots, lot one and two.
Yeah, I see the,
But nonetheless, it's one address.
Is it a separate parcel or is it actually just a lot one of the platting?
That may be what it is.
There's no, I don't see, it doesn't show a property line, so it doesn't mean anything.
it's only got one
No.
owner.
Yeah, I mean, my house has
Correct, only one owner.
3 lots, or one full lot and 2 partial lots. I mean, so that's not uncommon.
I did bring a sample of their stone that they've selected. Earthworks, I think, something like that. And then the shingle will match the existing roof. We tried to keep with that flavor of a hip roof that's adjacent on that single-story existing portion. I brought by a few.
Yes, please. Oh, yes, I requested that because I was trying to figure out how that chimney penetrated the roof.
Show the existing.
Okay.
Bring you a microphone.
Oh, sure.
Here we go, I can do that too.
Okay.
Take your preference.
So this would be the addition. It is up, okay.
Yeah, I've got it.
Oh, no, but you have the house
Got
up
it.
or the roof?
I've got the house, the roof plan.
Oh, there's the roof, yeah.
Their documents are here. Got the whole overall site plan showing the new work. They've got some pictures. I pulled up street view, privacy fence. So anything we see
Those on.
it was on. Is that right?
Maybe it's not, yeah.
Get it over here. I'll move closer. So maybe we'd see a little bit of it over the top of the privacy fence, but it's, given our corner lot though.
Trying to make me nauseous.
Oh, you should see me in
Oh, I know, I don't want to see it.
Navis Works or some of the others. Yeah. All right. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of this from the front of the house, is my point, or the side, even though there's a side yard. All right. Elevation. So we have material samples.
So just for clarification, is the existing little, I guess, are those loose laid stone around the patio that's out there? Are those coming out?
Those are being removed.
Okay, so all of that's removed, and then everything is the new stone, and is the pattern match what's on the garage, or is a new?
It's a little different. That's more of a
Yeah, that's that real, yeah,
kind of pale
Faded.
ledge stone, I think.
yeah.
Looks
I
thicker
think
than Lincoln stick,
ultimately
though. So
Yeah, I think it's
the
a real
goal is
stone.
going to be to resurface that
Gotcha. Okay,
to match the new. I think they'll phase that in at a later date.
okay. And as Matt pointed out, nobody's gonna see it with the way the house is set up now. So even if later, I'm not that concerned about it. But just, the plan shows all of the, I guess what's gonna be removed in overlay. So I just wanted to
Correct.
check that that was removed, or if it was a couple of partial pieces. And the backup of the chimney is full height underneath the,
Correct. So that will, and they're going to incorporate in a raised hearth, probably some wood storage.
okay.
And it's kind of designed at that 45 to the structure itself, little screening, little privacy. Pretty straightforward stuff, though.
we have colors listed here, or do I need to make a couple notes? I know we said shingles to match existing.
Yes, so within the elevations on DD1, we indicate that the asphalt shingle roof is to match the existing color. And then there's gonna be a timber post. They'll wrap that out. And I believe they're going to match the field color of the siding, which is just a simple, I don't know if you've got those colors. I've got it.
So the trim is a white, and then the post is a different color? I don't remember, is the house kind of a greenish, or is it a white?
It's kind of a beige.
Beige,
Kind of
okay.
a beige
I
cream
was going to
color.
go with taupe.
Taupe, it's a taupe.
Is that a taupe? It's a light taupe. We'll go with light taupe.
What I'm really going to do is write trim and fascia gutters to match existing. 'cause
That's
it looks like
perfect. That is
white
correct.
gutters, and then it looks like you've got a white fascia.
That's correct.
But the post is gonna be the taupe, as Matt described it, or is it gonna be the white?
Is it natural wood?
Yeah.
Gotcha, so it matches the siding, so I just call it match siding.
Old keyboard was actually broken, and I got a new computer, and now I can't use the regular keyboard.
Would you like the color Name of the stone?
Yes, please.
Pewter Mist. WTERMIST. And it's an earthworks product.
You'd describe that as a gray, like a light, extra light gray.
Correct.
Okay.
And then it would receive a cut stone cap, which would also match the accents at the fireplace area and outdoor kitchen counters.
What's the chimney cap? What material is that in color? Sheet metal, stone?
Yeah, I believe it'll be just a sheet metal, bronze or a black, I would assume. It's kind of a factory finish, I would think.
Is that something that you're able to purchase specifically? I mean, is that a
That's-
manufactured item?
I believe that's the plan.
Oh, okay. I'll swing by to see what your manufacturer is. I'm curious. I mean, I haven't seen that yet, so.
So yeah, where you terminate the stone and then that cap.
This is going to be a pre-manufactured oven, correct? Or
Correct.
Gotcha.
It's an outdoor prefab fireplace unit, but it is a wood burning fireplace unit.
okay, yeah, so it's like a metal insert but they're just showing studs around it. So, but it's
That's
okay.
correct.
Is that going to be a round stainless steel chimney coming out, or is it going to be a clay tile like it's kind of illustrated there? Or is that part of the pre-manufactured cap piece? Interesting, okay. So the stovepipe will be kind of like what we're seeing in the image? Oh, okay, good.
We have one virtual attendee. Gonna click allow to talk in case you have, wait a minute, you have to unmute if you would like to comment. You can raise your hand. And is there any other members of the public here to comment on this submission? Any other questions from the board? Motion.
Move to approve as noted.
Second.
Calling the roll. Matt Foreman, yes. Carl Carlin,
Yes.
Paul Turner,
Yes.
all right, thank you very much.
You?
So the notes we have on here, will go to them when you all submit for your permit. They're just gonna back check and make sure that the materials match. So, because that's the only notes we have.
Jessica's been great to work with.
All right, next on our agenda, find the right page. 8501 Douglas Court.
Hi, I'm Jim Comlosey, owner of Pride Master. General contractors working for Ted and Diane Helwig, 8501 Douglas Court. And we've been through the variance meeting, and the project exists of 3 phases. There's a small deck that we're taking the deck down and putting a screen porch out up there. Then we're adding another deck with a pergola on the top, and we're tearing down a 1-car garage and building a 2-car garage. So 3 improvements for the same property. All the colors will match existing colors. White siding, white gutters. Have a brown roof. That's the colors.
We'll make sure we get them noted on there. All right, so your variance is because you had 1'6" on the property line, or I'm sorry, over the setback, not the property line.
Yeah, the side, yeah.
But you are in the pie-shaped properties at the end of the court.
Correct. 8501's the end of a cul-de-sac.
All right, and so the one-car garage comes off and a new 16-foot door is going on. I pulled some numbers. I don't think these actually match up correctly because I think the porch comes out a little, the porch isn't really showing, they don't have a roof plan.
On the plan, the pergola on top?
That whole thing comes all the way over there. Because if I go to the plan, it steps in a couple times. I think your porch comes out to about there.
There's been quite a few additions.
Move this back.
Yeah,
This house has been improved several previous times by a different contractor, and that's why there's a lot of angles on that house. So they're keeping it nice.
the roof.
Down the lower left, there was no deck. We put a deck and a pergola. And then the one-car garage comes down completely, turns into a two-car garage.
Nice details.
There's
Yeah.
one change that was turned in the other day. That's a gable. It's a, hip looks a lot nicer. Maybe you don't have that, you don't have the hip in there. I'll show it to you. Can I come up there?
Absolutely. Is the microphone still here? Or?
Yeah, oh, no, the portable one, we're here, just use this.
This is the plan that's on the,
Let's see, you have
on the, on your
multiple
tel.
copies for us to look at?
Well, this is old. This is old.
That's the old one, gotcha.
This is the only change here. This looks nicer with a hip.
Okay.
This is kind of,
I agree.
yeah.
It looks nicer with a hip.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do a little markup on here because
The
basically.
architect dropped the plans off just a couple days ago, so the revised plan for the meeting, but it's not up on your television.
Did it get sent to you, Jessica?
I just,
No.
I pulled these down
But
off
we
board
didn't like
docs
this
today,
here.
so.
Kind of different. This is better.
That was one of the options.
Well, and that's, honestly, it's one of the typical strategies we use for when we're building close to another neighbor, is we'll do that gable end. It just takes the mass, that height
We'll get rid of the
down.
gable and slope it back into a hip.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
You're drawing that one still. Oh, you got it, okay. Let me take a peek at this one, which,
A little bit off. It looks like I need to be about over here.
This is better.
I think especially with the way that there's all the angles, I think this is going to be cleaner,
It's much cleaner.
oh, I see.
not actually doing it justice.
Oh, no, I'm just trying to understand because it's
That elevation's changed. Just stay.
All right, so that would actually change this elevation as well.
Well, the hips, it's a three-sided hip all the way around the garage,
Well,
yes, it
the,
would.
the one I've got on the screen is still showing the gable, so I'm just gonna make a note saying hip roof, see revised.
You have a set of revised dropped off here the other day, but it's not on the screen yet.
Back and look, I pulled board docs this afternoon.
Not drop it off sooner, and she had car trouble for a few days.
Got lots of pictures. Got an app.
We don't have, I haven't made a big print yet.
No.
Oh, wait. Someone made a big print.
Full plans, I got cul-de-sac. Pulled it today. So this is what's still on board docs. I'm just going to note see revised submission.
Look at that one too, because this one's
Big set.
small set.
We used to run meetings down there just at a folding table with drawings, so, you know.
I'll blow them up before I start building. But you have the correct plans. Yes.
Yeah, the whole roof is being revised from the fireplace over.
Correct.
That was my question.
Yeah, he's got it shown all the way from the the front gable going all the way over, showing new roofing. We just have the hip at the end isn't quite right.
Come here.
You knew you were going to be here.
She went to, her car broke down for 2 days, and then she went to Chicago and didn't give me a copy yet. Yeah.
Okay, so I missed one. It's actually, it's different up here too.
Back this way from my. All right, Carl, do you have any questions, comments?
I do not, other than materials.
Okay. Since you're more familiar with this side of the
Thanks.
neighborhood than I am, and the hip, I think, probably addresses enough of what I was concerned about. If there was anybody else, I mean, do we have any public comments one way or the other?
Did have one attendee. We have Nick. If you'd like to ask questions or comment, you can raise your hand and you can unmute yourself and comment.
No, I'm just taking it all in. This looks good.
Duck
We're
and
just,
cover.
you were loud here in the chamber.
It's online.
So
Yeah, it's he's watching
All right.
via Zoom.
we don't really
Yeah,
have any.
sorry. I'm trying to learn the process because I'm looking to do something on my own house. So this looks amazing compared to what I have. So
All right. So
So Nick, are you a neighbor as well, or are you just observing for your for personal edification?
so I live at 209 Park Ridge.
Okay, gotcha.
So actually, I live catty corner from the first person that was asking
Gotcha.
about 2222.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna. So without any comments that are, opposition or anything, then I'm, nobody else seems to be negative. I mean, it's like, I will say that I have approached these corner lots before and for garage as well. And to me, squaring off the corners made more sense, both for framing, constructability, and buildability. So in my case, it would have been the one I presented, which they ended up doing a different project in the end, but we ended up doing instead of going back at an angle, you just go straight back and then still have the notch. And you just square that out. And you could still use that 1'6", and then that would be a shorter gable on the back half, and then with a larger gable towards the front. No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you had a gable before, and that would be one of the solutions that I would have had, that would have had a gable, and it would have given you a double gable on the side, which steps it back, or you would do a double hip of some sort. I mean, those would be other options. I'm just curious, are they planning, do you know how it's planned to be used? Are they gonna drive in at an angle? Because the 18-foot,
No, he's got it. I mean, he can go straight in the 16-foot, and then he's picking up room on the side.
yeah, but the 18-foot 8 side to me, I mean, you can fit a small car in there, but,
Purview of our board.
okay, okay. Valid point.
If I had to make a comment, I would say, the irregularity of the lot is the reason to not be phased by that angled wall, right? If it was
with the
any
hip-
other lot, I'd be like,
With
what?
the hip, it'll,
The neighbor has a hip as well, so
Yeah.
I think it's in keeping with.
yeah, the other one has
It's
has
reasonable.
a squared off hip, which was my preference over most any other choice. So I'm fine with it. The thing is, you get you're doing the brick wall, you see the brick wall versus it being perpendicular to the street where you'd never see it. So from that standpoint, you're showing the brick, you're giving it the character of the house, I guess, from that standpoint.
And then the addition off the rear,
Oh,
no one's ever going to see it.
so the only question I have on that is the one is taller. The one that's short, I don't think matters for a screen underneath, but you have a lot of times we've asked for like a
Oh,
skirt for the tall part. So right there where you see the two posts and the double stair. I mean, that's just I'm trying to be consistent with what we've done before. The other one is short, and and this side view for a lot of times, I mean, that's what people will do. I mean, you can do it however, whatever methodology, but. Right. Yeah.
I think the goal is oftentimes people will store things under
Yeah,
there.
it starts becoming a place to throw furniture and lumber and firewood.
Right,
And all the other
okay.
things. And to the neighbors, it's not, they can see it. We can't see it.
We don't
from
have
the street.
we don't have a skirt on there at this time, but that's very doable.
And the other one is unnecessary in my mind. It's too short.
pretty low. I wouldn't worry about that one.
Oh, that's real low.
Yeah,
Just gonna,
I see no purpose
somebody will
to
plant
that.
flowers, it'll be fine.
Yeah, bushes, flowers.
Grass will cover it.
We won't mow
It is
the,
no mow April
we
right
don't,
now.
we
so
won't mow the grass and you won't see under there.
Don't let it get over how tall? 10 inches?
Oh,
Eight.
Oh.
Don't let it go to over 8 inches.
Another
But 8
violation.
inches should cover that. Yeah.
All right. Any other comments?
Do we have the colors on the?
I noted match existing siding, roofing. He's already got brick.
So the posts on the porch itself are all white.
they're white vinyl,
Okay.
or the wrap vinyl.
Or just make sure they weren't bare.
Did you say we?
Yes, on the tall part, not on the low part.
It has to be, put that on there, huh?
Yeah. I just put a lattice on. It's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to, I mean, they can do it whatever pattern they want, right?
That's what
Yeah.
my computer happened to have when
Yeah.
I hit the
Yeah,
button.
I mean, it doesn't have to be the vertical.
doesn't
It can
have
be
to be straight up
diagonal
and
or
down.
whatever you want to do.
It looks like diamonds. Okay, I
Yep.
know. Yeah, we get a vinyl lattice.
Off the shelf at Lowe's is just fine.
But we got to frame it a little bit too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Typically a backstop
All right.
on the face.
I would move to approve as noted.
Second.
Roll.
okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Matt Foreman, yes. Carl Carlin,
Yes.
Paul Turner.
Yes. And thank you for the revised hip.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, I mean, I told you my other options for you, our thoughts, but you brought something, so.
Thank you.
All right. I don't see any public comment. Heard from Nick, unless Nick has more public comment. Moving on to update from building official. Okay.
We do have submittals for next month.
How many?
Was it 3? Yeah, I think it's 3. So far.
I will note that we did have a lovely meeting with our consultants about the residential design standards. They're making some more revisions, and we'll get another look at them. And if anyone in the chamber online has the opportunity to go check them out online,
Is that the ones you've talked about in the comments, or did you, just the ones that are online currently? So I can mark up the ones I have already.
sure. I think there were some minor points that we talked through. The biggest one was, as we had alluded to prior in one of the last review sessions, the garage over 30% of the front facade being prohibited, the math does not really work, especially on a 50-foot
50-foot lot, yeah.
So what we've challenged them to do is, one of the working thoughts was, if we're over X percentage, getting to a 16 or 18-foot door, maybe if we're hitting that percentage mark, the requirement is that the door actually be set back, not flush with the main facade. So maybe now we're requiring the bigger doors on the smaller to be pushed back. So they're rewording some of those things.
Okay.
There were some good comments about eave heights, roof slopes. Trying to think of all the things I was up at the whiteboard sketching.
So,
Jessica's gonna get me new markers for next time.
so I'm curious, so from a material standpoint, I know EFS has a bad rap.
Talked a little bit.
What is the logic there? Is it because it's synthetic stucco? I mean, and what's the difference if you put up a stucco look?
I would add those comments and let
Okay,
each
so
two-
I'll put it back on again, because technically, when we're done nowadays with the new building codes and the real push to putting all the insulation, or a certain amount of the insulation on the outside,
Yeah,
we're gonna see, we would almost never see a true stucco. It'll be a stucco finish over insulation, which would then be prohibited by Brentwood, so
valid comment. I would add to the markups and
Just,
we can have the discussion. We
I
did
will
talk-
add that one to, I had a list of things that I was.
I would-
talk a bit about large panel
Right.
format stuff, plywood, hardy board, et cetera, but there was no definitive direction there, so.
Yeah, I would recommend, if you haven't looked at it and gone through it and made your comments, to get it done, and
Whitney
so
did
they
send
have
me
them.
the combined one, which to me
Okay.
is easier to mark up in
Yeah.
Bluebeam than each page individually, because then I gotta go in and out of everything to
Right.
understand it cohesively versus as individual sections, so.
Yeah.
and
But we'd
that's
love
on
to have
my-
those comments in there.
It's on my to-do list.
I just made notes page by page and emailed them in.
Perfect, okay.
Luckily, at the state level, we're going to remove the enforceability of energy codes relatively soon, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it's, that one, I know what you're saying, but, yeah, and that's completely different, though, than the request to standardize on a code cycle for everybody to modify, which I'm all for. Tell you that right now.
All right, we digress very far.
All right,
I move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.